Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Q&A. I hope everyone is doing great. I already see people in the chat, so let me go ahead and say hi. Hi, Larry. Hi, Craig. Good morning, John. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Kat. How are you guys doing? Kat says she may not be too chatty tonight. She's still sitting in front of her computer working. Oh my gosh, I know that feeling. Trust me. I just moved my computer because I move it from my office because the walls of my office here at home are yellow, like really yellow. And so I need to paint, and it's a terrible look. So I bring it out here to my living room. Anyway, so let's see. Hey, George, how are you? Yeah, so I think Leanne's saying that it's rainy in Northern Virginia. Boy, oh boy. Let me tell you about the rain that we've had. It's been insane. So today was my day to cut the grass. Well, that didn't happen because it has been raining pretty much nonstop since yesterday. So, and really like downpours, like thunder, that kind of thing. Oh, there's my Foodi. See, you guys know I use it. I actually use it when I'm not making a recipe. So, anyway, yeah, it's been wet, damp. It's not cold or anything though, so I'm happy about that. All right. Hi, Tony. How are you? Oh my gosh, Kat, you're still waiting for your floors? Oh no, Kat's been living in a Airbnb or a VRBO or something like that for a couple weeks, waiting for her wood floors to be installed. Oh, that's got to be like frustrating. Hi, Jeff. My husband's in the chat. I don't know for how long because he should be on his way home. Hi, Missy. How are you? Hi, Anne. Yeah, so Kat heard about the tornado. Okay, so this is how like out of touch I am. Jeff was saying something about it. I didn't even hear anything. I do not look at the news. Well, we don't even have TV. Oh, we do have a TV. That's not true. Don't have cable, but we don't have TV in any of our rooms anywhere in our house except for in the bedroom, and we like watch 1 hour of TV a night. And not even that sometimes. But anyway, yeah, so I don't keep up with stuff. It's crazy. But I'm not surprised. Apparently, according to my husband, like things are changing so rapidly where we are in Tennessee that they're saying like this is like Tornado Alley. Like I'm thinking, all right, where are we moving, Jeff? Let's go. I don't know. Where do you go? You go to California, you got to deal with earthquakes. You go to the islands, you got to deal with hurricanes. I don't know. Anyway, hey, Barkley, how are you, my dear? Congratulations so much on your new food truck. Barkley is my cousin's son, and he has opened up a seafood food truck in Maryland in the Edgewater area, and he is incredible, and I wish him all the best in the world. Hi, Joni, how are you? Hi, Dee. Hi, Debbie. How are you? Hi, Arlette. How are you? Hi, Jen. How are you? All right. Well, let's get into it. Oh, Arlette's from France. Welcome. Welcome. I took French in high school, but I do not know how to speak it. Like, I thought it would just be kind of a little bit of a, I don't know. I love the way it sounds. And I had a teacher that was a nun, and she was the one that taught French, and she spoke it beautifully. And I always aspired to be that person, but no, didn't happen. I don't have a knack for knowledges. I mean, I don't have a knack for knowledges. Sometimes I don't think I have a knack for knowledge. Okay. But that's not what I meant to say. What I meant to say is I don't have a knack for languages. I don't pick up on them very easily. All right. Well, let's get into our Q&A. What I wanted to do tonight is answer questions that you guys have. And then towards the end, I have a couple of, like, I don't know, I thought they were fun facts that I'm in the process of kind of evaluating, like where my time is spent, and if there's ways I can streamline. I need to hire somebody to help me. So before I go through the hiring process, I wanted to break down all the components of my business and where I spend the most time and all that kind of stuff. And then the things that I really love to do and the things that I don't really love to do. So I just I mean, when I was pulling all this information together, there were some fun facts in there. At least they're fun for me, and they might be a little enlightening for you guys, because I don't think anybody really knows how much goes into this when you're recipe developing, writing recipes for the for Google, so to speak. Which really, I'm writing them for you, but they go on to Google, right? That's how you find them most of the time, and it's just kind of fun. And then I have an announcement to make. And I'll do that at the very end. Okay. So, hi, Juliet. How are you? We're all doing well, Juliet. Thanks for asking. Juliet said she missed a few Tuesdays, so she hopes everyone is doing well. Thank you, Juliet. We are. My dogs are now what they do: quiet all day until I get on here. Now they're wrestling behind me. I just saw somebody pop in I wanted to say hi to. Hi, Faith. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Okay. I still haven't seen any questions. Okay. All right, D. Not so fun fact. Do not buy the Ninja Double Stack Pro. Mine is being returned. Can you give some specifics? That's not one I have. I know it's brand new, and I'd love to hear what you didn't like about it. You're in the UK, right? I think you guys got it before we did. It was one of those things. Most of the time, the US gets things, and then, months to a year later, the UK gets them. But yeah, I'm really interested in hearing more about that. So please write down some of your experiences. Now, also keep in mind that you could have gotten a bum one, right? I mean, it could just be one of those things, depending on what you say is wrong with it. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows that. I will also share with you guys. Let's start off with this, okay? Because it's like the elephant in the Facebook rooms, okay, for Ninja Foodi. And that is, are they discontinuing the Ninja Foodi pressure cooker and air crisper? I do not know. I do not know. I don't have any insider knowledge or anything like that. It has been a little suspect because since 2023, late 2023, they were getting harder to find and they were going on sale for quite a reduced amount. Especially the one lid, the new smart lid models were really difficult to find. Then all of a sudden, Ninja removed them from their website. Now, I'm going to tell you my experience that has just started to happen, and I am not pleased at all. I've got my 2 lid models that really, have worked as workhorses for me, through 5 years of filming videos and testing recipes and doing things like that, putting them through really, really tough workouts. They performed beautifully. The one lid, now I think I've had it going on I don't know. When did they come out? I got it right when they came out. So I think it's almost been 2 years, but I'm getting the pot notice a lot on both of them. And that is bothering me because I have a new pot, put it in, and it's still giving me the pot notice. So I'm not really sure. I think one of the problems is the original pots that came with the smart lid models were slightly different. They were different in the way the rim was. They were a little bit different in weight. But when people went to get replacements, there was only one kind available on the Ninja site, and that was the ones that go in the other models too. And I'm not sure if that's the problem. What I need to do is really look for my original pot, because I didn't throw it away. Look for my original pot and see if I put that in, if I don't get the pot notice. So those are some things, but that's a little bit interesting for me because I've never had any issues. My original Ninja Foodi does give me the little pot error, and I have to kind of, move it around a little bit. But that wasn't for 4 years into it. And I've never had any issues. I've never had error notices. I've just never had them break on me. So if this is only going to last a short period of time, then that could be a concern. Maybe that's what's happening with Ninja. I don't know. Because again, I know nothing more than anybody else does. There are some people in the Facebook groups that are 100% adamant that the Ninja Foodi pressure cooker and air crisper is being discontinued. I would take that with a grain of salt. I don't know that anyone knows that for a fact. So, anyway. Let's just go with that. I mean, it's weird. There's no doubt about it. It's even weirder that if they were putting out a new model that they haven't already done it. So it is strange. We don't know. Things do cycle through. It would be really surprising though, because the Ninja Foodi pressure cooker and air crisper is the only appliance on their website, or that Ninja makes, that's a pressure cooker. I think, pretty sure. I don't think they have any other pressure cookers. So yeah, it's kind of weird, but I've had people ask, they've called people. I know people who have literally called Ninja customer service back to back and gotten different answers. One person says, yes, it's being discontinued. Another person says, no, it's not being discontinued. It's just out of stock. So who knows? But anyway, so we don't know if it's just a rumor or if it's the truth. Ninja, as far as I know, has not come out and said one way or the other. Okay. All right, Debbie, I asked you about a grill grate for the oven, figured you didn't have an answer. I vaguely remember seeing that message come through and I didn't answer it, but you're going to understand why at the end of the video. Listen to me. Oh my Lord. The end of this, you're going to understand why. I've had a couple of days of just not doing much of anything, and I'll explain that a little bit later. Okay. So a grill grate, are you talking about like the grill grate, like from Grill Grates? Like, I don't even know how else to say it. But if you're talking about the grill grate, there is one. I use one in the oven. There's a couple of different options. But I need to actually pull them up on their website and see which ones I'm using. But they've got ones that go on regular grills that are the right length. And I use those quite a bit, but they're different than the grill grate that goes into the Foodi or into the XL grill. So you can use the XL grill grate in the oven, but I don't know that they made a specific, you know what? I think they did. I think they made a specific one for the June oven, maybe. I don't know if you've gone on their website, but look around on their website and then get back with me via Messenger, and I can look into that a little bit more for you. And I can share with you what I use. But it is different. It's not really a grill grate. Like it is, but it isn't. It's hard to explain. Okay, so Mary's asking me if my pot could be warped. Well, that's what I thought. But like, I don't know. I probably have like 20 pots, really, 20 pots. And they're not all warped. And I thought it was just one Foodi, and then I switched them out, and then it was another one. So I don't think that's the issue, although that can cause it. But this is happening now with multiple different pots, and they work fine in my 2 lid models. Okay, so, but I do need to do a little bit more in-depth look into that. Okay, so Kat, can you share what accessories you use that are worth having besides the ones you've used here? Like, how is the bread pan, for instance? All right, well, Kat, first of all, I need to know what appliance, because there's so many out there. I'm going to answer based on the assumption that it's the Ninja Foodi pressure cooker and air crisper. I love the baking kit, which has that bread pan in there, and it has a little crisping tray. And what else? It has an all-purpose pan. And it used to be that you could get it really reasonable. Like it was on sale all the time for like $20. It was such a good deal. Ninja Kitchen makes it. It's very good quality. I haven't had any issues with it scratching or anything like that. So that is a really good accessory. Some people really like a sling. I don't use mine that much, but on occasion I do. A little sling, that goes into the Foodi. And there's so many different ones. It depends on what you are cooking in it and what's going to help you the most. So layered cooking, like there's these bands that I used a lot when I was doing the 360 meals in the 2 lid models, and they come in handy. But yeah, if you join my email list, Louise at the Salt and Pepper, well, that's not how you join it. Let me think. How do you join it? I guess you go to my website, louiseatthesaltandpepper.com, and then there'll be a little thing at the top that says something. I don't even remember what it says, but it says something like get emails or whatever. I don't know. And then I send out a welcome series for the Ninja Foodi pressure cooker and air crisper if you select that as what you want to get information on. And then it will give you like all of the different accessories that I use and things like that, and some ideas of how to pick and choose which ones you want, because you can really go overboard with the accessories and then never use them. You know, I did that when I first got it. Okay. All right. Hope. I just got the Ninja Combi for my birthday, Mother's Day. I haven't gotten to use it but once, but I'm already looking forward to more recipes from you. Wondering if you can use boxed rice, for example, chicken flavored rice-a-roni. Absolutely. People do it all the time. Now, you're not going to find recipes from me using rice-a-roni, just because that's not what I do, but you absolutely can. So I've already tested a recipe. It's not out yet, but I've already tested it for one that I have that I make in the Foodi, and I'm getting the timing right for making it in the Combi. But absolutely. And hopefully, if you haven't already, which something tells me you have, but if you haven't, joined the Combi group on Facebook, because we have some wonderful people in that group, including Leanne, who's in this chat right now, who's really used the Ninja Combi a lot. And she has a lot of insight on it. And her and I kind of bounce ideas back and forth between each other of, like, you know, things she's testing, things. Well, she's not really testing. I guess she's making dinner for her family. I'm testing recipes. So she's testing them out on her family and then seeing what's working, what's not. So that's very helpful. Okay. Hi, Erin. How are you? All right, Leanne, would you ever consider a different brand of pressure cooker? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No question about it. In fact, the Instant Pot pressure cooker and air crisper, which, I better not say that because it's not air crisper, it's air fryer, because air crisper is Ninja's thing. But yeah, I didn't pick the Ninja Foodi pressure cooker and air crisper because I'm in love with Ninja or anything. Like, I picked it because at the time it was a better product than what Instant Pot had. And now Instant Pot, because they came out shortly after the Ninja Foodi, they came out with the Instant Pot Duo Crisp. And when they came out with that, I really thought that all of my recipes would be like interchangeable. And for the most part, they are. But there was a couple of features that were just really lacking on the Duo Crisp, and a couple of other things that I wasn't thrilled with. So I ran with the Ninja Foodi pressure cooker and air crisper because I had better results with it. But I'm not brand specific. If it makes great food, I'm there. You know, I'm there for it. I'll try it out. So I've been thinking about getting the Instant Pot. I don't know what it's called now. It's like the Pro Crisp or something, but it's like I don't know, third or fourth generation of that style of pressure cooker and air crisper. So I've thought about doing that, and probably will if the Ninja Foodi pressure cooker and air crisper is going to be discontinued, because I mean, I have so many recipes on my website that use that type of an appliance that, you know, I need to make sure that they work in a different model as well. Okay. So hi, the apple and the worm. I love that. Oh, John's telling me to relax. I guess I'm not relaxed. Okay, let me relax. Take a deep breath. Maybe I'm talking too much. I always talk too much though. Okay. Let's see. Oh, no. Let's not tonight. Let's say hi. Say hi. Don't undress me though. Say hi. Callie, you don't need to do that. It's not necessary. Okay. Hi, Joanne. How are you? All right. So the apple and the worm has a question. I have 2 pressure cookers and the oven XL. The thermostat each time stops working. The thermostat, are you talking about the probe thermometer or the actual heating element? Like, I need a little clarification on that. The probes, they have tended to be a little iffy, but that doesn't stop your appliance from working. So yeah, I need a little bit more information on that one. Okay. I'm sorry that they're making noises. Please, George, please calm it. Okay. A new Ninja Foodi, 14-in-1. Any new user tips? I watched your lamb roast video where you compare pressure cooking or air frying. Game changer. I chose the air frying one. Okay, great. Gosh, so I mean, as just like little things off the top of my head, is 90% of pressure cooking recipes on the internet is going to work using pressure cook on your Ninja Foodi. Okay, very seldom do you ever need to make any changes. So that's going to be fine. Please, guys, can you please? I'm going to have to go to work and do these in the future because this drives me bananas. And I lose my train of thought all the time. How can I answer questions if I can't keep my train of thought? Now I'm fighting with the dog down here because he's just rambunctious right now. It's so embarrassing. It's like misbehaved kids. Stop. Ah! Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. He just almost knocked my whole water over. Okay. Now I have to sneeze. All right, well, look, it's live and this is real life and this is who I am. So, take it or leave it, right? Okay. So user tips. So real quick, so the pressure cooking recipes pretty much across the board are going to work for you. So you can look up anything you want to make. There's probably a pressure cook recipe for it out there. If you are using if you're using a recipe on my website, I recommend that you use the functions that I use because the steam and crisp or the steam and bake are not necessarily going to go over from some of my older recipes. So if I call for pressure cook, it's not worth trying to, I mean, you can, but it's not really worth trying to configure it so that you can use a different function, steam and bake. Obviously the pressure cook function works great or I wouldn't have chosen it in the first place. So just stick with what is on the recipe. Steam and bake is going to give you a much longer preheat time, about 15 to 20 minutes. And by preheat, I mean steam building. So you're going to use that when you can cook in a moist environment for a longer period of time. Steam crisp is a shorter preheat, less steam, the steam lasts less time. And then, so you can use it for different things. Like I would probably use steam crisp. Like I use steam crisp for bread because steam bake does not work for me for bread. It's just too wet for too long in there in the Foodi. So I use steam crisp. Some people like in the Combi and stuff have had really good luck with the steam. Well, it's called Combi bake, but it's the same thing. Steam bake. But for cakes and stuff, I haven't. I still use steam crisp for that. Steam bake would be a really good option for a whole chicken. So just kind of keep that in mind. There's time differences. So it's moist cooking and then followed by dry cooking. So it depends on how long you want that moist environment to last. That will be how you choose that function between steam crisp and steam bake. Other than that, air fryer recipes, especially ones that were made in the Ninja Foodi, 2 lid models work great. And the 1 lid models, I haven't seen any issues with that. And of course, always just have fun and watch your food, right? So there are so many variables when cooking with any type of appliance, including stovetop or oven. The temperature of your food as you start out makes a difference. So if you're air frying something or baking something or anything like that, keep an eye on it. Now with pressure cooking, you can't really open the lid and keep an eye on it. But with the rest of them, you can open the lid and take a peek and make sure it's not burning and things like that. So use the recipes as a guideline, especially when air frying. Okay, so Jane V, do you have the Creami? Trying to love it, join the Facebook pages, but just haven't found a recipe that's worth making. Okay, so Jane, I do have the Creami, I do. And I like it, except I don't use it. The reason why I don't use it is because I don't think ahead. I don't make up all the bases and then freeze them. And then it takes 20 minutes to make ice cream. And I've just got too much to do. So I don't use it. I did start using it and I mean, I loved it. Don't get me wrong. Because Jeff and I eat ice cream almost every night. So I was making the protein ice creams from the Tasty Traveler site, which is Lauren, and they turn out really nice. When I was trying to do my own way back in the beginning, like I could never get them to work out. They were always chalky and weird and just seemed to be a pain. Hers work out very nice. She uses pudding mix. So in my recipes, because I try to avoid those boxes or, processed foods and things like that. I wouldn't use the pudding mix. And so it really wasn't working as well. But I definitely would follow Lauren with the Tasty Travelers and look through her recipes. They are good. I have tried them, especially like she's got one that's an orange one. I love that one. The pistachio one, I love. All of them that I've tried, I've really loved. So I think you'll be good to go there. But I'm not doing any recipes for the Creami. That ship sailed a long time ago, and I just don't have time. And it's just not an interest of mine. If I'm going to make ice cream, I would rather make it like milk and cream and things like that. And I do have a lot of recipes that use the Ninja Foodi hot and cold blender that are really good ice cream recipes that don't require any type of an ice cream appliance, so to speak. And they should work in the Creami technically, but I haven't tested them, so I'm not absolutely 100% sure. They should work. You'd have to adjust the amounts, to fit into your creamy cups. The other thing is, so now that the Ninja Foodi hot and cold blender is kind of gone, like, I mean, you can get some refurbished models, but you really can't find them in the US anymore. I'm going to take those recipes from my website and convert them to just make the base, freeze the base, and then scoop the base without a Ninja Creami involved. But maybe when I'm testing that out, I will throw some in the Ninja Creami and see if it works. Okay, let's see. All right, Debbie. We had steak Thursday and it was raining and I didn't have any Ninja grills. We were doing 3 steaks, so I thought the grill grate in the oven. Okay, so this is my thought about the grill grate in the oven. I use it all the time. I use it for cookies. I use a different one. I don't know where it is right now, Debbie, or I would show it to you. I will try to take a picture of it. I use it for cookies, okay, because it's like a sheet tray. It's different than the big grooved ones that we know for the other appliances. My feeling with the grill grate is you're not going to get that oven hot enough to get that grill grate hot enough to get a really good sear. That's my feeling. I don't know that to be true. I guess I'll have to do some tests for you. How about that? I'll cook a steak in the oven on the grill grate that I know fits in there that has the bigger grooves. I'll test it out, let you know if it works. How about that? And oh, poor Jeff will have to eat a steak. Okay. Cats, I'm so sorry. I know you're asking me, do I use them often? I don't know what you mean. Probably those accessories. Is that what we were talking about? I use the baking kit quite often when I'm doing things. Lately, though, lately I haven't been doing anything in the Ninja Foodi. And that's not on purpose or anything like that. That's just kind of like where like your creative mind starts going. And I started getting intrigued by this Combi and I was making more bread and I was using the Combi more and things like that. So it just sort of, I just have not made any. I cooked dinner in it tonight in the Foodi. I use it all the time still, but I just have not done any recipes. So I haven't been using those accessories too much. Oh, Joanne, I'm so glad you like that baked ziti. Yay, yay. I'm so glad. I was really pleased the way it worked out. Hi, Susan. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. All right. Hi, Jessica. All right, let's go down. How is Jeff? Jeff is good and will be home soon, probably by 8. What? Oh God, here we go again. You just said a mistake of the item that you got for the air crisper or whatever you got for free. You're promoting that, so I'm not understanding. Are you truthful? Okay, let me just tell you people. Anyone who thinks I'm not truthful does not know me. I am the most honest person well, I won't say in the world, but in the world. I don't know who you are, and I don't really care. Just bye-bye. I am so sick and tired of this crap. You see, I'm on a short little fuse here. I don't know how much longer I can take this, guys. I really need to get off social media and not do these things. I cannot take these people. Am I not truthful? Oh my God. I wish I could give 2 middle fingers right now. Huh. And I mean it. And I don't care who gets mad at me. I mean it. Am I not truthful? Unreal. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I'm going to answer your question. I didn't get them for free. Okay. I didn't get not one of my appliances for free. All right. Now, I would like this person banned. I'm done with you. Be respectful. If you don't know something, don't state it as a fact, because I'm extremely truthful and I didn't get anything for free. And I didn't start this. I don't care about the brand. I care about people. I care about people cooking. I care about helping people. That's why I started this. Man, I just can't stand it anymore. These people, not all of you guys, I love you. You know that. But these people who jump in here do not know me, do not know anything about me, and start throwing these things out. It is wrong. And so many creators like myself have to deal with it constantly, and it is wrong. And it needs to be stopped, because we are people too. And maybe if you would have stayed around till the end and kept your mouth shut, Riva, you would get some ideas about where I do make my money, because I'm going to share some facts about that. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm taking a break. Calm myself down. Okay. All right, Kat. Yes, I've done some videos using sous vide, and it works great in the Ninja Foodi, and it works great in really all the appliances. I've tested it. I have not tested it out in the Ninja Combi, but I am assuming it's going to work just fine there too. The sous vide functions a little bit different than a standalone like sous vide circulator, but it works great. I mean, it really does. It takes a little bit longer sometimes for the temperature to come up to what you set it to. And it'll say add food. And if you're checking with a thermometer, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, it's off. Just don't add your food. Just wait a little bit. It will come up to the right temperature, and it holds it beautifully in my experience. Okay. So the apple and the worm. Yes, the probe. So the probe in all the appliances kind of have mixed reviews. I understand that I don't use mine. When I first got the Ninja Foodi with the probe, the pressure cooker and air crisper with the probe, I thought this is going to be wonderful. Like, I'm going to use it all the time. I don't. I never use it. And I don't use it in any of the other appliances either. So I haven't had any problems with mine because I haven't used it. So anyway, I remember, I'm still a little upset about Riva. Okay. I'm still a little bit upset. So I'm trying to remember back. I know you said they all stopped working. There used to be a replacement on the Ninja Kitchen website. I do not know if they have one now that they kind of disappeared from their website. I do believe you can get replacement ones. So that's where I would start. I would call Ninja. I would let them know that your probe has stopped working. They may send you a new one depending on the timing of everything, you know, how old your appliance is and stuff like that. And then if you get the new probe and it doesn't work, then obviously there's something else going on, something in probably the motherboard or whatever. But yeah, I would definitely try to get a new probe. Okay. Yes, Jessica, I have a dog named Callie. She looks like a little cow, or a big cow, actually. She was a little cow when we got her, now a big cow. So we called her Callie. Actually, you know, we adopted her. Her name was Callie already, so we didn't name her, but yeah. Okay, so Dee, I still haven't seen anything about why you didn't like that air fryer, and I'm really curious about that. But of course, I'm only on 718 of comments, and it is 732. So John, did you get rid of Riva before I went off? She didn't even benefit from it, right? Well, she can look back. Oh no, she can't look. Yeah, she can watch the video so she can look back. Okay. Okay, Charles, this is a good question. Can you use a wireless thermometer in the pressure cooker or only the provided one is acceptable? There is one, and I don't remember the brand name, but they have told another person who was asking me that question. She did some research, and she found a company, and it's not like a off the wall company. It's a fairly recognizable name. I just can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Meter, and I don't know if it was ThermoWorks. Don't think it was Thermo Pro, which is what I use. Or do I use Thermo? I don't even remember who I use, but the thermometer that I have. It was one of them. And they said, yes, it was fine to use that probe during pressure cooking. I wish I could remember the brand though. So do a little research and you'll find one. And I think it's either ThermoWorks or look at them first. ThermoWorks. Yeah. Let me look. See, there's a Thermo Pro and there's a ThermoWorks. Thermo Pro is the company that I really love. No, ThermoWorks is the company I love. No, let me see. My goodness, why can't I get this straight? See, I use the old, ThermoWorks is the company that I love. They make the Thermapen MK4, which is now called Thermapen 1, I believe. ThermoPro is another company that makes them. They're more available on Amazon. And so I would start there and look at their probe and look at their description and see if they may have even added it where they'll say, good for pressure cooking. Okay. Hi, Sue. How are you? Now I'm embarrassed that I kind of went a little crazy. Sue is a family member of one of the patients I took care of in the assisted living. So anyway, oh well. Anyway, I'm real. It happened. It is what it is. Hi, Jolene. How are you? Oh, thank you, Jolene. I appreciate that. Jolene saying the color looks good on me. Thank you so much. All right. Let's see. Let's get down here. Okay, Juliet, I want to learn some simple bread so I can get rid of my bread maker. I think you don't like bread makers, Louise. Well, it's not that I don't like bread makers and what you mean is a bread machine. It's not that I don't like them, and I've used them before years and years and years ago, but I never liked the hole in the bread. Like, I mean, you can use it for kneading and things like that, especially if you have a bread maker and you don't have a KitchenAid, you may want to keep your bread maker to knead up your dough and then you can pull it out. You can bake it different ways. My mom used to use a bread maker all the time. So, but I just never liked that little hole. And I think they've gotten different, I'm talking 30 years ago or more than that, 30 years ago. So, anyway, it's not that I don't like them. I just don't use them. So I just put out no, I didn't. I'm putting it out tomorrow. It's a French bread recipe. And I think to make simple bread starts with learning how to make a good dough. And I go over some of that in this video about how to make, without measuring, without, getting real technical, just how to make sure your dough is a good hydration level. All right. Jolene's saying the same thing. Use the bread maker to mix it. Yep. Hi, Lynn twins. How are you? All right. Let's see. Oh, Dee, that's a good question. Okay. So speaking of processed foods, why did you use Jif peanut butter on last week's Tasty Tuesday? I was very surprised by that. All right. That's one thing I do not make myself. I just don't. I have in the past and I just don't do it. So that is one. Okay. Let me figure out how to mute. I think my husband's home, but he's not in the door yet. And so the dogs start like they know his truck coming up the driveway. So I don't know. Okay, I don't know where he is. I don't know if it's even him. They just went a little crazy. Okay. So yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just one of those things. And the Jif, I've tried different natural, more natural peanut butters. But I do a lot of baking and I was testing peanut butter cookies. And it is hard to make peanut butter cookies without like the processed peanut butter. It does work out better. So there are some things that I have not given up. Okay. He is home and he just went out with the dogs. So we should be good to go. Okay. Yes, Kat, I have a KitchenAid, but I don't have that attachment that churns the ice cream. Like I think you freeze the bowl or something like that, and then you turn it in the KitchenAid. I have a standalone ice cream maker that I very rarely use, unfortunately. So literally, it's just one of those things that I do a lot of stuff from scratch, a lot of stuff I hand make, and that's just one of the things that I just buy from the store. All right. Okay. Hi, Barbara. How are you? All right. So John got rid of her. Now I'm down to where now I got to relive all that with, um, oh, Barbara. Okay. So please don't leave social media. Well, like, maybe there's a way now, and I don't know how to do it, but I think there's a way now where people can join like YouTube, not pay or anything, but join something or somehow like be able to do live, but in just a little bit more of a private group. Like so that all these people that I don't know, don't care, they come in and they act like jerks. That would just kind of get them out of there. But anyway, that was probably something I said because I've been thinking about taking a break. But I'm not leaving social media. I don't want anyone to think that, but just takes these things when they hit you, you know? Faith, yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, doing something a little bit more off of social media. But anyway, I don't want to dwell on that. Um, I will definitely thank you guys. Thank you all. Thank you all. Okay. Um, thank you. Maybe that's why John was telling, I don't know. Did John see it and he was telling me to relax? Oh boy. Okay. Um, Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not going to read all this because I want to move on from that. Um, George, I love you. Okay. Okay. Louise, do you have any list or ideas on making pasta in the Foodi? So if you are making pasta in the Ninja Foodi pressure cooker and air crisper, the timing is a little bit different depending on the shape. But a really good rule of thumb, if you're just making the pasta, not adding sauces, not doing one pot meals, is to put your pasta in the bottom and fill it with water just so it's covering the pasta. And then like angel hair is going to cook in 0 minutes. Spaghetti is going to cook in like 2 minutes, probably maybe 3. Fettuccine is going to take 4. Penne is going to take 4 or 5 minutes. So but the rule of thumb as far as just making the pasta is just make sure the water is covering it and you'll have a good ratio. You may have to drain some off at the end, but that will make sure that all the pasta is cooked all the way through. Okay. But as far as a chart, I don't. It's one of those things that I am not a fan of charts because they are not reliable, because it depends on so many variables. So that's why I don't make them. I know they're helpful for people, and they are as long as people use them as a guideline and not an absolute, right? So I just kind of stay away from them. Um, oh, okay. So Ed just joined a while ago, obviously, and I seem upset. But yeah, that was just because of one person that I let bother me. That happens sometimes. But thank you for being here, Ed, and thank you for loving the recipes. I appreciate that. Yeah. So Denise, I'm going to put this up here because I want to let's briefly talk about this. So take them with a grain of salt. People are like this with everyone, not just with you, and they feel big behind a screen. Yeah, they are. And that is because they are not knowledgeable about what we do. And they are like this with everybody. And what that lady's did was wrong, but it's so much worse out there. And I think that's what, as creators, we need to stop tolerating. Like, there was actually somebody that commented on another creator's video or page or something like that that says, well, you put yourself out there, you deserve it. No, we don't deserve it. So I think we just really need to stand up for it and not tolerate it. You know, the rule of thumb has been ignore, right? Don't give them a platform. Don't give them any feedback, which I understand that makes perfect sense. But I think it's going beyond that because it's getting worse and worse and worse. Creators are leaving. They are quitting. They are having emotional breakdowns. They are going into depression. And I see it all over the place because of the nasty people out there. So somehow we need to be able to protect ourselves from it. But there's only a couple things that really get to me. Mostly I get upset when somebody's picking on somebody else. But being accused of not being honest, that gets to me. Like, that boils my blood big time. And then calling my husband fat, ooh, that boils my blood too. As you guys saw. When else did I have another little go off on people? When that woman called you fat, or man, or I don't know, called you fat.
Political shit.
Yeah, that doesn't, I mean, I don't get mad at people. I just don't want it on the platform, but I don't get mad at people about it. That's how you accuse me of not being honest.
Oh, the time I accused you of whining.
Oh, whining. Right. I'm not a whiner either. Okay. Moving on. Okay. Okay, so Barbara, I'm not sure what that is. The only component I've had problems with is the fan. My grill became a paperweight. Ninja would not replace. Oh, so your fan stopped working on the grill. All right, we're going to keep going down because I just want to keep moving on from this. Okay, so the apple and the worm says there's a meat stick. And I don't know if that, I don't remember who was asking about the pressure cooking probe. So I'm not sure if that would work. Maybe you were the one asking about it, so I'm not sure. Look and see, and call them. Ask them if it'll work. Okay, so it takes 20 minutes to cook bacon. It cooks at the front, not in the back for start. Okay, we're talking about the new double stack air fryer. Okay. Well, I will really look forward to hearing some more feedback from you on that, Dee, and see what other people are saying about it. Again, I don't have it, so I don't know, but I did think about buying it because it is a nice looking air fryer, right? I don't really necessarily need the fact that it's double stacked, but I can see where that would come in handy, and it's not such a, wide appliance. But I think in the double stack, it was a pretty big one. Oh my gosh, the cat, ouch. The cat just stuck her claws in my back. That hurt. So it gives you more surface area, right? And for air frying, which is nice, which is really nice. The thing is, always remember, the bigger the appliance, the less efficient it's going to be at air frying. So when we, everybody wants it bigger. I want a bigger one. We do lose things when we get into bigger appliances. That is why the smaller air fryers work so well is because they're smaller spaces, right? So that air is pushing through and circulating around that food at a more rapid rate than when ovens put in air frying functions into their oven, which is a basic size oven. It's not going to work as great. That's why the XL oven, the Ninja XL oven, does not work as well as the Ninja Foodi, right? Now, the Ninja Combi is an interesting design because it's small enough and it's still that rectangle, but it's small enough where it really does work well. Okay. All right, let's see. Thanks again, Ed. Thanks again. I appreciate it. Sorry you came in during a bad moment. You're probably like, what in the world? Well, Selena, congratulations on the baby. Oh, that's awesome. So Selena, the wood fire grill. Yeah, I just made ribs on it the other day. I love that thing. And I also just made smoked potato salad. So that's going to become a recipe for smoked potato salad because I think that really turned out nice. I liked it. In fact, I ate it for lunch today. I'm going to let Jeff try it. Didn't think it had a huge smoky flavor, but it was enough. And I used like my barbecue rub in it. It was a really easy recipe to make. And I just thought it was really delicious. And I'm pretty funny about potato salad. So I thought it was really, really good. I would love to do more recipes for the wood fire grill. The issue is, and again, the fun facts at the end of this video are, I think, going to come into play. The issue is the weather's so unpredictable. And our schedules sort of are, they're complicated. Okay. Our schedules are complicated because Jeff works one week on, 1 week off. Then we have a whole bunch of stuff to catch up on when he comes back, when he's off, and we have limited times to film videos, and it seems like it rains all the time. So that's the reason why they haven't been put out, but I've been testing recipes in there and I love it. So it's wonderful. All right. Yes, Jeff is home. Linda loves your spunky real side. Yeah. I mean, 9 times out of 10, I am real all the time. Like I don't put on fronts because I don't really know how to even do that, but I can't even control it. Like it just happens. If somebody gets that nerve of mine, I just cannot help it. So I will always be real. And guess what? I will always be honest too, because that is one thing. I don't like a thief or a liar. Like I cannot stand, like it's the biggest thing to me. Like you just have to be a good person. And I can't stand a thief or a liar. Okay. All right, so let's talk about some bread. In regards of bread making, I followed your advice from another Q&A about the dough should be on the wet side. And since then, my pizza dough turns out so good. You fixed my problems like magic. Yay, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. That makes me so, so happy. Oh my gosh, John's going to put in some Australian humor here because this is what's funny is that Jif is peanut butter, right, for us. Jif is a cream cleaner there. So, oh my gosh. So if I put Jif in my recipes, John, you're going to be like, what are you doing, Louise? That's too funny. Okay, Sandy, I have a Ninja Foodi multi-pressure cooker for a few years and I can't seem to make a cake that comes out. So if you are baking the cake, you're going to want to get heating cores or use a bundt pan. And on my website, thesaltedpepper.com, type in baking in the Ninja Foodi and it's going to give you a bunch of tips, okay? Because they are challenging. It's no joke. They are challenging. If you have the one with steam crisp, that does help a little bit. Okay. Okay. Question, please, Louise. I live in the UK and I have limited counter space. I replaced my 4-slot toaster with a double stack Pro. I need an appliance where I can cook while the foodie is busy. Recommendations. Well, I'm trying to think of the footprint. of the Double Stack Pro because I don't have it. I'm trying to think of what is. Why don't you get another Foodi? Trying to think. Besides the Foodi, Jeff, what would you say if you think about a double stack air fryer? I'm trying to think what size they are.
I think it's the one that's shaped like an oven.
Is it that wide though? I know it's a dual stack. You know what? I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one because I don't know the footprint of it. So I don't want to say, well, you could get the XL grill, or my preference would be the Combi over the grill. But I'm gonna have to get back to you on that because I'm gonna find out what the footprint is. Oh, so you used, okay, so Sandy used the ring pan and it still did not cook through. What did I do wrong? You know, people say, what did I do wrong all the time? And it's like, you didn't do anything wrong. I mean, you know, cooking is about trial and error. So you didn't do anything wrong. Probably your heat was too high. So another thing that happens when you're baking in the Ninja Foodi, because of the enclosed space and the way the air flows, is that a lot of times you have to, with baking recipes that are batter based, that need to be, they're cooking from the outside in, and you need to get that very center, or even if you're using a ring pan, the very center of the center around. What?
18 by 16 by 15.
Oh, Jeff is okay. I don't know what that means though.
18 inches wide.
Oh, it's 1.5 feet
by 16 inches deep. 13.
The double stack?
It's the size of the oven.
No, air fryer.
Oh, I thought this
Oh,
was.
no.
This is the double.
No, double stack air fryer. I was like, there's no way it's that big. Okay. So anyway, the way the heat transfers and all this kind of stuff, lower your temperature. And sometimes I go 75 degrees lower than what I would bake it in the oven. Okay. So if you do 350 in the oven, you might have to go to 275 to get that cooked without overdoing the outside. Okay. But the ring pan does help with that. It really does.
That looks small.
Yeah, it looks small.
It looks like the side by side cut in half and then taller.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the double stack for the footprint.
I'll look up the footprint.
Okay, he'll look up what it is. Anyway, I think another Foodi. That would probably be the Foodi's going to be better than a single air fryer for you. If you have enough room, take some measurements, look into the Combi. That'd be the next thing I would do. Okay.
This thing's big. It says 11 1/4 by 9.
Deep.
Yeah, but then it says 19 by 22 wide. I think they got those backwards because it seems deeper than it is wide.
Oh yeah. I'll have to look into that. Anyway. All right, let's see. Let's see. Ian wants to know what my dog is called. I have 3 dogs, Gus, Callie, and George. All right, let's see. I'm going to keep going down because let's see. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I want to, gosh, I'm catching up though. So Jolene, that's a really good question. Do I have a seasoning section on my website where you can find your homemade seasonings? And I don't, but I was thinking that would be very helpful, right? Now, my barbecue rub, I am in the process of actually fine tuning that so that I can get it to market, right? So that I can have it bottled up and actually sell it. But I have no intentions of keeping it secret. It's already on my website. I did tweak it a little bit just to make sure that people could easily find the ingredients. So it's tweaked just a little bit, but it's still delicious. And it's on my Ninja Foodi rib recipe that's done in the pressure cooker and the air fryer. So that's where that one is. But yeah, I thought I love making my own condiments, except for peanut butter. And I which I probably will make my own peanut butter if I do a section on the website. And I love making all my own seasoning blends, right? So I thought that's something I'm going to start doing. And I'm also making my salad dressing. So like I have a salad dressing, a strawberry salad dressing. It is so good. And it takes like 3 minutes to make. It so easy. And you can use frozen or fresh strawberries. It's like super, super easy. And I made a homemade blueberry pie filling and then I made homemade blueberry Pop-Tarts with that pie filling. Yum. So I'm really getting into that, and I'm using the Ninja appliances when they fit the bill, but when the stove is easier, then I use the stove, and that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, I am definitely thinking about that. All right, Barbara, do we have to be in a special group to see the smoked potato salad recipe when it comes out? I am in some, but not everyone. No. It'll be on my website. It'll be on YouTube, and your internet off. Oh, there I am back. It went dark. I don't know why. But with the weather, I don't know if we can both be on at the same time. Little issues.
I don't think my phone is drawing anything.
Little issues that we have because we have Starlink, and it usually works great. But anyway, I don't know why it went dark there for a minute. I don't even know if I'm still live. So anyway, all right. Oh, I am. Okay. All right. So there, I answered that one. Okay. All right. Hi, Jeff. Good evening. How are you? Okay, so Dee saying the problem with another foodie is clearance space from the wall units. Yeah, I understand that too. Yeah. Ninja Combi's not gonna be much different. Anyway, I'll think on it though. I'll think on it. Okay. Aaron is thinking about getting the Combi. Do I like it a lot? I do like it a lot for certain things, right? I mean, so I don't have enough experience with it. It has not replaced the Foodi for me or anything like that, but I do like it. I do like it. I love the way bread turns out in it. I absolutely love that. That's mostly why I bought it. And I'm doing a lot of different bread recipes in it, and I really do like it. Well, thank you. Thank you, Jolene. I appreciate that compliment. Thank you. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, so I think I'm caught up now, right? All right. So let's go ahead and finish up with this. I thought this might interest some people. Just to kind of give you some insight into like what it's like to create recipes for a living, write them up, film a video, edit the video, get the video up, all this kind of stuff. So as I was looking through all this, first of all, the first thing that I think was kind of shocking to me is I have 499 articles on my website right now. 499. 90% easily are recipes. There are tons of recipes on there. Recipes that I haven't looked at in years. And I need to go back and look at them and see, could I make a better video for it? Can I, update it somehow? So I need to do that. And then there are 569 videos on YouTube. Isn't that crazy? I started 5 years ago. Seriously. Now on my website, I started in 2015, but very infrequently, right? Very infrequently did I post recipes. Now, on average, 10,000 people a day visit my website. 10,000 people. That's a lot, right? And on average, I get 11,500 views on YouTube videos per day. Now, a view could be 15 seconds. I don't know what they consider a view, but it's a very short period of time. The watch hours on YouTube, this one blew me away. The watch hours on YouTube is about 1,430 hours a day. So people are consuming my videos across the world, 1,430 hours a day on average. That's crazy. Okay. So now this I thought was amazing too. So Recipe. Now, I only time studied my bread recipe, the crusty French rolls. So keep in mind, I didn't have to go grocery shopping because I had the 4 ingredients on hand. I didn't really have to develop the recipe because I know how to make bread. I just needed to make sure that the amounts that I was using would give the amount of rolls that I wanted for the end result. And I just had to test the recipe several times to make sure it was right. And I had to test it in the oven. I had to test it in the combi. I had to test it different ways. So the recipe development for that recipe alone was 4.5 hours. To write it up and put it on my website took me 5 hours today. So that's a total of 9 hours for the recipe development and putting it on my website. 9 hours for one very easy recipe. There are recipes that I know have taken me probably 40 hours to test, all that kind of stuff. But that's not the point. So the video, for a video shoot for a 29-minute video, actively shooting the video took us 90 minutes. Inactive time, meaning we're waiting for it to rise, the dough to rise, blah, blah, took 75 minutes. It took Jeff 6 hours at least to edit that video. Then I have to review it. And if there's any changes that need to be made, it takes me obviously 30 minutes plus to review it because I stop a little bit here and there, write notes. And then he has to, of course, then go back in and make edits. So I just estimated that time at 45 minutes. And then, of course, to upload it to YouTube, write the description, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't take too much time, maybe 20 minutes. So for one video, it's 10 hours of work goes into a 29-minute video. And then, of course, 9 hours goes into one recipe. So 19 hours spent total on that bread recipe, which I thought was I thought that was an insane amount of time. And knowing that that was a really easy one, I thought, oh my goodness, no wonder I'm always chasing my tail trying to keep going, right? Because I just don't have enough time to keep pumping out all these recipes, right? Anyway, so I just thought that was so crazy. Those numbers, like, first of all, I'm thrilled about them. I mean, I'm thrilled. I'm very happy with all of that. But they kind of gave me a little bit of a reality check of, well, it does take a long time to do this. No wonder you feel pressure and you can't get it all done. So I wanted to go up to 2, 3, 4 recipes a week. I've got so many recipes like that strawberry vinaigrette. I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do that. But I can't do them all from start to finish and get them all out and do a good job. So I'm trying to think of ways to get them out on my website maybe, and then maybe later do the video, or maybe do a little bit of short videos. Like, I don't necessarily think you need a YouTube video to know how to blend up this strawberry vinaigrette. So I'm thinking that I'll just do a short video for that. Anyway, I just thought they were fun facts. I really did. And I thought that because there for a little bit, I thought, why am I not getting anything done? Like, why am I always spinning my wheels and not getting anywhere? So when you figure that I'm working on 2 to 3 recipes in development a week, then I'm putting one out in full a week, it doesn't leave a whole lot of time for a whole lot of other things. So that's why I've been so hard on myself saying, why can't you get a cookbook out? Why can't you do this? Why can't you get another podcast out? Why can't you do this? Well, it's because I just am one person and I can't do it all. Literally, time will not allow it, right? So I'm definitely going to hire somebody, and I'm going to put out there some of the things that I'm going to need help with. And I'm going to reach out to people that follow me because I want to hire people that understand who I am, an honest person, by the way, who would never cheat anybody, that my voice has to be mine. And if they're going to help me, I want them to understand what that is and what's important to me, which is all of you guys above and beyond anything else, and helping people, improve their kitchen skills. So I'll do all that. And then get something out like with a job description. Who knows? Somebody might be qualified. Somebody might not, might not work out. I don't know. But we'll find out. Um, Oh, I'll answer you, April, in just a minute. So anyway, so I'm going to do that, and you may see me kind of step back. I may take some time off from doing, not the. Oh, I know what I know what I want to say. I think I'm going to stop those Sunday morning premieres for a little bit. So that has been a big stressor for me because I have to always have this video ready by 10 a.m., but I don't always have the post ready by 10 a.m. on Sundays. So I'm up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning trying to write the post, depending on when I can, make myself forcefully get up out of bed. But I'm up usually very early every Sunday trying to write these posts, and I'm rushing. And when you rush, you make mistakes. I'm not very happy with some of the posts. Like the cupcake video that I did had so many components to it, and I had it all mapped out in my head. And I like rushed through it so much for Mother's Day that I've got like 3 or 4 posts on my website that I literally have to go back and redo. And that's just a time waste. So for the remaining time, the remaining part of the summer, I'm releasing videos on Sundays, but I am not doing the premiere on Sundays because I'm not going to make myself have to have that done by 10 a.m. I know, Debbie. I know. I'm going to miss everybody too, but it's something that I have to do for myself to start to streamline some of these workflows so that I can do everything that I want to do. I love hanging out with you guys on Sunday mornings. I love hanging out with you guys on Tuesdays. I'm not changing anything about Tuesdays, but I feel a lot of internal pressure when we watch the video together, and then I have to spend 5, 6, 7 hours writing the post, which is just because I'm just behind. I need to get caught up so that then I'm working on one recipe that doesn't even go out for 2 weeks or something like that, right? So that's what I'm going to do. I made up my mind, and I'm going to do it because it makes me feel bad when I see people commenting, I can't find the link to the post. I can't find the link to the post. Then I feel internal pressure and I feel like I'm failing everybody again. So this is just something I have to do for myself. I'll be back in the fall for the Sunday premieres. If people show back up again, if they do, great. If they don't, they don't. Okay. What is that noise?
What noise?
Do you hear that like screaming?
Oh, it's a bird or something outside.
That's a sick sounding bird. All right. So yeah, do some replays. You can't do that. So I would love to be able to play. You know what? I'll have to look into that. I didn't even think about that. Interesting, Barbara. That's a good thing. So maybe I can, Jeff, we need to look into that. Can you, you can't upload the same video to YouTube again. I know that.
No, you just came out with the thing. More than people have to do that.
Can you unpublish and then reset a premiere for an old video?
Yeah, you just won't get credit for any. Once you unpublish it, all the credit that you had for the views on that video go away. And now that video has 0 views.
Oh, it'll go back to 0 views. I'll have to look into this a little bit more. Okay. So that's a good idea, though. I will look into that. Okay. So Sunday premieres, Aaron, are when I release a video on YouTube every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. And during that premiere, I'm in the chat. So I just get to chat with people, right? The video is pre-recorded, edited by Jeff. It's just one of my normal videos, but I'm in the chat. So usually I'll tell people something funny that might've happened during the filming of the video, or whatever, answer questions that people have about it. But in theory, I should have the post on my website already done, but I'm never getting that far because things just keep going. Like, I don't know. I'm just not ahead of the game, I guess. Right. So, I definitely I just need to figure out how to get into a better workflow. And I need, I'll give you an example. It takes me almost an hour every single morning just to admit people to my Facebook groups. That's not even looking through post. That's not answering questions. That's just admitting people to the groups, right? So I've started actually pausing some of the groups that they're not very active. They're not very helpful, things like that. I paused my Fresh and Healthy group. That was a Ninja Foodi, or it was starting out as a Ninja Foodi, everything Ninja Appliance, make healthy food kind of group. But it's never really taken off. I mean, there's a lot of people in it, but it's never taken off. There's not very many posts. I've tried to redirect, reframe it. It's just one of those groups that just isn't, it's got a lot of members, but it doesn't have a lot of activity. It's not very helpful. So I paused that. I also paused the cookware group because really I mean, cookware, you use it with every recipe. So it just wasn't worth it. The time that it takes to manage all of them. So I'm just sort of saying, okay, it's kind of cut the fat, right? What isn't working, get rid of it. Stop it. Stop wasting your time on it. So that's what I'm doing, evaluating everything and looking, where can I cut some time, get some time back for me, my family, and of course, to put out great content for you guys ongoing. And I'll be honest with you. The not knowing what's happening with the Ninja Foodi has me in a little bit of a state of, is that really a bird?
Some kind of bird or frog. It might be a frog.
Good Lord. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it is the strangest sound. Anyway, it has me do I keep putting out videos for the Ninja Foodi if people can't get them anymore? I don't know. So anyway, we're playing it by ear. Okay. Let me think. There's something else that I wanted. You cannot, Charles, make version 2 of it. I could refilm it, but they're so smart now. They know. I could refilm it, I guess, and put a different spin on it, but you can't just make a version 2, clone it, put it up. You can't do that. So, yeah, April, I'm reading your comment privately, but I agree. I agree. As a nurse, I always told caregivers, you've got to take care of yourself, and I have to take care of myself too, right? Okay. So it's not because I'm not going to keep doing this. I don't want anyone to hear that. Sometimes people don't hear what I'm actually saying. I'm not stopping anything. I don't want anyone to think that, but I am going to try to streamline some things. And Jolene just said, get a social media manager to help me. Yeah. I have to find somebody that's trustworthy, that I like, that I can get along with, that will take my vision and, and my brand and who I want to be, and kind of help me develop that. Yeah. Without any game plan, no clickbait stuff, nothing like that. Cause I don't go for that. All right. So Juliet, yeah, YouTube shorts, they don't really work for me too well. I'm not a short form video person, but there are certain recipes that can be done that way. But I don't really know how to sum anything up in less than a minute, I mean, you guys hung around me long enough to know I'm long-winded, so it's really hard. Okay. All right. Why is Debbie saying John? Does that mean somebody else came in and was a jerk? Debbie. Okay. So now, in closing, I'm going to update you about Lady May. And this is going to be hard for me. I'm not even sure I can get through it. Okay, so some of you have been following along with my cat, Lady May, who you can see Boots back there. Lady May started having chronic anemia. And we were treating her. We were doing things. We were, going to all the places and doing all the things. And she was doing really, really well. And Jeff and I had made the decision to have a bone marrow biopsy done on her. They didn't know if it would change the treatment, but it would tell us, hopefully, what was wrong. And there was a small chance that it could be something other than what they thought, which they were thinking feline leukemia. But she was negative for all the tests, except we didn't do the bone marrow. I'll tell you why. And so we had decided that we were going to go forward with it. She was doing really, really, really well. And the other night I came home from work. It was about 6:30 or 7 o'clock. And I go into her room. And a weird thing that I did that day, which I don't usually do, the dogs get crated and the cats have free range of the house. And for some reason, I created the dogs and I put the cats both in it's a whole bedroom. It's huge. And they've got their cat condo, and they've got like all these mats, and they've got all these things. I mean, it's very nice, right? It's a huge bedroom. So I don't want you to think they were locked in like a little closet or anything. But for some reason, I locked them in there, which I don't usually do. And this is going to become like a little piece of the story. So I came home, let the dogs out, they go out, do their business and stuff like that. Go into the cats, get ready to, feed them and everything. I see Lady May, and she's sitting up on her cat carrier, which isn't abnormal. She's just sitting there. She's fine. She looks fine. So I go and I put the wet food down and all that kind of stuff, because now I'm going to come out. I'm going to close that door. And now I'm going to come out and feed the dogs. It's routine, right? And so I noticed she didn't get up. But I didn't think anything of it, because that morning she was acting perfectly normal. Jeff had said for the past couple of days that she was a little bit, I guess, more tired, right? But for all intents and purposes, she was herself that morning. So then fast forward, Jeff comes home and he goes in to see the cats, and he says, Lady May vomited. I said, oh, what do you mean? And she was still on her cat carrier, and there was like this vomit in front of her. And I was like, well, okay, this is gross for you non-animal people. I'm like, well, let's feel it, smell it, look at it, because I want to know, what is it, right? Is it a hairball? Is it what? And it was fully digested food. I thought, that is really odd. So anyway, she gets her prednisone that night, and Jeff just looks at her and says, oh, honey, she's dying. I was like, no. And I was like, she was fine this morning. Like, that's not how this works. Anemia doesn't work like this. Like, feline leukemia doesn't even work like this. Like, I'm a nurse, right? I know disease process. I know it's going to take her days to die. I'm going to know she's dying, and I'm going to be able to take her to the vet. No, this is not happening tonight. So we made her as comfortable. It was happening. Jeff was right. It was happening. So we live in the middle of nowhere. Like, we can't go anywhere. I don't have anything to euthanize a cat with. Although I feel like I feel like being out in the country, you need to have something like that. If you have the medical background, like, I don't know that I would really want to find a vein on my cat, but I guess I could. I was an oncology nurse, so I do know how to find a vein. Anyway, so we're like, okay, she's comfortable. She's on her cat condo, and we'll just watch her through the night. We'll take her first thing in the morning, and we'll have her euthanized. Except that didn't happen either. So Jeff gets up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I don't know. Jeff could get up earlier than that. He gets up early because he leaves the house by 6 to get to work. So it was probably what, 11:30, Jeff, you think?
Yeah, it was about 11 actually.
Yeah. And I go into the room, and I'm just turning on the light as I see, I heard her cry, but there was sometimes Boots was crying, and sometimes I thought it was Lady May, right? But when I would go to check, it was always Boots. And Lady May was still in her cat condo, just like she was, just resting, right? And John had a good idea, give her some sugar water, which I tried. She was not interested. I knew, this is beginning of the end. Okay. So I turn on the light. As I turn on the light, I see this, keep in mind, like the light's coming on, the litter box is towards the back of the room. And I see this figure, because I didn't know if it was Boots or Lady May, come out of the litter box and just onto the floor in front of the litter box where Boots was just a minute before. And I'm like, that was Lady May. Lady May just fell out of the litter box. Jeff, this can't wait. This can't wait till the morning. We're not doing this. No, we have to get this cat to somewhere right now. And so we got dressed really quick. We found an emergency vet about an hour away that would euthanize her. And we put her in the cat carrier and we put her in the car and we drove there. And I don't know what happened to this cat. I've got to be honest with you guys. Like if I didn't know better, I would say she was poisoned or something acute happened. But like I said, I had her in that room locked. There's no way she got into anything that she shouldn't have. Nothing, no way. But this was not normal. This is not normal progression of anemia. Not even normal progression of heart failure. Like I still to this day do not know what happened to her. But if I feel like something happened, but I don't know what. So anyway, she let out some noises and then got quiet. And we thought she had passed away in the car. Then she would let out some more noises. The last noise she let out sounded human. It was the strangest thing. I've been through a lot of deaths, human deaths. I've been through a lot of dog and animal, cat deaths. Never have I seen anything like this in my life. And then peace, quiet. We got to the place we thought she had died, right? And I said, Jeff, I don't want to see her like that. So I'm going to go in and I'll fill out the paperwork. You take a peek. Let me know if she's actually died, and I'll let them know that they don't have to euthanize her, but we want to have her cremated or blah, 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 whatever. So anyway, so I did end up looking. I have never seen such a beautiful cat in my entire life. In life and in death, that cat was amazingly beautiful. Anyway, so I had the option to do, or I should say I made this decision though, because I was the one that was going to have to drive her. I had the option to do what they call a necropsy. I don't even think I'm saying that right. Autopsy for cats. And part of me wanted to, and part of me didn't want to. And in order to do that, we would have to bring her home, put her in the refrigerator, which is fine. I have an outdoor refrigerator. That's fine. But then Jeff had to go to work in the morning. And so I would have had to take her and drive her 2.5 hours in the car. And I just couldn't do it. I still don't know if I made the right decision or not. But I made the decision. We made the decision. I have some regrets because I really would like to know what happened to her. But then I think sometimes we don't need to know. The only thing I needed to know is that she was at peace. And I know that because I looked at her and I could tell. Beautiful, beautiful cat. Anyway, necropsy. Thank you. Necropsy. Thank you, Debbie. So anyway, that happened. And immediately I thought I need to post on social media. People have been following. They want to know. And I was thinking I'm going to get a lot of questions. I wasn't really in the mind space to answer all the questions because well-meaning people will have questions. Did you try this or did you do this or I understand that's coming. I know that's coming. So I decided to write up on my website a whole thing about Lady May and all the tests and the things that we did, some things I wish went better, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, very wise man said, Louise, you talk about this when you feel like talking about it. You post about it when you feel like posting about it. And you take as much time to write up whatever you want to write up on your website as you can. That wise man is my friend John. And I'll tell you, just the writing has changed from I'm like going through the grief process for my cat, right? So it's been very interesting. Her story is very interesting. So I will share that when it's ready, but it is not ready because I want to get the details right. But there are so many lessons that adopting Lady May and Boots, caring for Lady May, now caring for Boots, there's a lot of lessons that I've learned through it all. And I'm going to share those in the writing. So anyway, that's that. So fun facts, reassessing, and Lady May is no longer with us. And it was kind of interesting because when I went to set this one up, this live up, because I set it up in StreamYard, I copy and paste from the old one, like the little description, I just keep it the same, I went on to the last time. And one picture I was looking for this post that I'm doing is her sitting on the pool table behind me, because she would lay there. And not this past week, because that was Tasty Tuesday, but the week before, she was right behind me right as I started. And I thought, okay, I'm going to get Jeff to grab that as a still frame. So yeah, anyway, so that's that. And I'm sorry, I know it's cooking, but I also know people are interested in what's happening with Lady May and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. April's got a nice thing to say. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's not important what happened. I mean, I would like to know, but I'm not going to know now. And it's okay. It's okay. It was probably feline leukemia with, cardiomyopathy, which I know she had cardiomyopathy, but that'll be all in the story. I'm not going to get into many details about it, but, and of course, being a nurse, like it has its advantages and disadvantages, because in ways I know too much, and then in ways I don't know anything, right? I mean, I'm not a vet, I never studied animal health or anything like that. But anyway, so that is it. So sorry again. I feel like I'm apologizing to you guys all the time for like losing my, I wouldn't say temper. I don't know if it's losing my temper, but getting bent out of shape with these comments. But I do feel bad afterwards. It just hits me all of a sudden. So anyway, I need to calm that down too. I need to learn how to ignore people. Oh, but I don't want anyone to think for 1 second that I'm not an honest person. Good Lord, that really gets me. That really gets me. George says one of the first lives I caught was Lady May, and Boots playing snooker. Yeah, playing pool back there. Now, it totally overshadowed me. I know. And George, I was trying to remember, were they playing pool on New Year's Eve? I think they might have been playing pool on New Year's Eve. No, they weren't. Okay.
We had it set up so we could, but nobody ever did.
The cats weren't playing pool?
No, we had it uncovered. We wouldn't have played.
So I guess it was during,
during a Q&A.
It was during a Q&A when they were playing pool, but then I went up and took the pool ball, right? And I accidentally hit the cat. That was a long time ago. That did not cause her death. That did not, I think I hit Boots. I'll have to go back and look at that. Anyway. Sorry about that. They were, yeah. Debbie, when was that? Yeah, and I threw a ball. Well, not I threw a ball like I was playing pool with the cat. Let's get that straight. But I accidentally hit the cat. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Debbie, you have to think back if you can remember when that was. I don't know. It must have been a Q&A. I don't think it was New Year's. Jeff says it wasn't New Year's. Okay. Okay, so Dee says, I am still confused about John moderating and so quickly removing posts and why you are still able to see them. Because I am on StreamYard and StreamYard feeds in all of the comments. I don't know exactly when John deleted it, but it feeds it all in. And just because he deletes it on YouTube doesn't mean it's deleted for me in StreamYard. So I don't even know when he deletes stuff or anybody else. So yeah, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? I wish there was a way. I just need to learn how to like skim past. And a lot of times I can. I mean, a lot of times I can just skim past the jerks. But so Kathy's got a question. Is Boots sad? Does she know what happened to Lady May? Kathy, is she sad? Boots is more of a rough and tumble cat. She's more like one of the dogs. So she runs the halls with the dogs. Like she's right next to the dogs. She's jumping, nose to nose with the dogs. But there are times that she goes and I hear her kind of cry a little bit. She's always been a vocal cat, but the first couple days after Lady May was gone, she was very, very vocal, more so than normal. So I do think that she knows something's changed. But also keep in mind that we had separated the two cats in the beginning, waiting for the feline leukemia diagnosis. And that never came because all the tests were positive. All the tests were negative. So we made a family decision to bring Lady May back into our household. So she's kind of used to Lady May being here, not being here. But I think they do know. Okay. So good night, Jolene. Let's see. And Joanne wants to know, are we going to get Boots another brother or sister? No, not right now. Not right now. And some of that will be explained in the story, but not right now. Boots is good with the dogs. Boots loves the dogs. So she was a protector of Lady May. But I wouldn't want to upset the apple cart. We have a really, really good family right now, like a really good, everybody gets along. Even the dogs can go out in the yard with the chickens now, thanks to Jeff. It's really nice. And anytime you bring in a new animal, you kind of upset that. And so, no, we're not right now. Oh, John says he sent me a private message to let me know about that comment, but I didn't see it. Yeah, I didn't see it. All right, guys. Well, I think that is enough now. We've had some another crazy one. We had some good questions in the beginning, and then of course, things happen. Yes, April is bringing up that animals also know like when people are dying. Absolutely, April. Absolutely, they do. Mike 5 wants to know, do I have a good grits recipe? You know what? I do not have a grits recipe. I have a shrimp and grits recipe, which uses quinoa and grits, but I don't have just a straight grits recipe. And I think Jeff would really enjoy that, wouldn't you, Jeff?
Yeah.
Jeff, you like them sweet though, right?
I like sugar.
Yeah, he likes the sweet grits. So yeah, I'll have to put that on the list. All right, my friends. Well, thank you so much again for joining in for our Q&A. I love you all so much. And I will see you, Jeff and I will both see you on Tuesday for Tasty Tuesday. But remember, on Sunday, which is the 19th, no premiere. Okay. I will put out a video. I'm sure of it. I'm putting one out tomorrow, actually. I'm putting out the rolls tomorrow. I should save those and put those out on Sunday, but this is me. I want to get it done. We have something else coming out on Sunday. But again, for the foreseeable future, probably through the summer, I'm not going to do the premieres. And I'll tell you, another thing is, it takes me 2 days a week to cut the grass. 2 days a week. Can you imagine all this grass that we need to cut? All right. So we just have a lot of stuff going on in the summer. The summer is busy, busy, busy. Fall and winter, it's more manageable. All right, guys, have a great night. Okay, George, you're on. So the next Q&A, George is going to save the question, what is grits? So George does not know what grits are. We will talk about that next week. That's a great one. Or I'm sorry, next Q&A. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Well, if you put some Vegemite in it, you might like it. All right, guys. See you later.